that's where it all started for me, Brian, with Metallica.
That's, yeah, pretty much where I got started with metal, too, was Metallica.
Well, it wasn't just metal. That album particularly started me in my political thinking. That is, of course, Eye of the Beholder from Injustice for All. It's funny, we were hanging out the other night with some friends, and he was telling me exactly how much music has influenced him. And he's pretty good. Shad could pick out where he was when a song was played, be able to, say what year that album came out and everything. It was kind of a trip. That song makes a lot of sense, right, politically right now, and that Eye of the Beholder, and specifically what's going on with social media. As you guys may know, Alex Jones has been dropped off of Facebook because of they're calling him fake news and stuff like that. And in the same week, they took $160 billion dive in the stock market, and Twitter lost 18%.
It was also in the same week that Facebook said, we are not going to remove Alex Jones from Facebook.
Yeah, we're not going to remove Alex Jones from Facebook.
So now they've just banned him for 30 days. He can't upload any content himself. Now, people that work in InfoWars can upload content, but Alex Jones himself cannot upload any content.
What happened is, this is what the article reads. Facebook has suspended InfoWars host Alex Jones for 30 days, citing violations of their community standards on bullying and hate speech.
Where are these standards in the first place?
When you first sign up for Facebook, you click accept on a bunch of shit. But where's the thing? Bullying and hate speech. First of all, the United States has no hate speech laws. And here's the thing. It's politically motivated. They said, oh, no, we're not trying to ban conservatives. But here you go. I mean, Alex Jones is a little bit out there.
He's a little nutty.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, the ghost from last week's episode has returned a little bit, but not bad. My autofocus is going nuts. So it may have always done it, but so maybe I'm going to back up a little bit, and maybe that'll help. Here's the thing. They lost $160 billion because one of the things that they projected was that people aren't signing up as much, and they're actually losing users. And, well, when you are shadow banning or squashing the free speech of 50% of people in the country, you're going to lose users. And I was watching Alex Jones and Mark Dice were talking about this the other day. And essentially the way we have to beat it is go old school on them and come up with our own websites. Because it's only a matter of time. Let's say this gets some success. We're only at 24 subscribers now. It doesn't matter. But we get picked up by the right person, or, it gets hit on the right Facebook post. Bingo. All of a sudden, we won't be allowed to be able to upload anything from Facebook, which we're not even doing yet.
Hey, that's 8 subscribers more than we had last week.
That's true. You guys are doing your job. Speaking of subscribers, one of our fabulous subscribers noticed that I like to drink from a different mug. And I was never going to point it out that I pick my mug specifically for the show. But one of our great subscribers, namely my dad, decided to send me mugs, and today we have the official Shits and Giggles coffee mug. No mug club yet, though. we don't have a mug club.
No.
So, but that's what's going on, and it's funny how it all ties in. Like Twitter, Twitter says they're not shed. Did I send you that link? The Twitter.
Yeah, the shadow banning.
All right, let's move.
Yeah, it's the next one on from the Alex Jones.
All right.
So it's shadow
Twitter. I love this headline. Twitter. You may have to do more work to find people that definitely aren't shadow banned. And so essentially what they're saying is, if we decide we don't like it, that it's not just going to pop up on your feed anymore. You're going to have to search out that particular person on your feed. Well, I know there's people that with like 14,000 followers. They're following 14,000 people. How are you going to remember one particular person? So I guess that would be like Alex Jones or anybody. It's you'll have to seek out in your search bar their tweets, even though you follow them, that's shadow banning. How many followers you have?
426.
Right, I have like...
And it drops off like every now and then. I think I lose Russian bots or something.
Right.
The hot girls that, yeah, I wish you were real.
Well, I had a thing going, probably back when I had only like 100 subscribers. I got put in Twitter jail for what?
12 hours or something?
12 hours?
Yeah.
For calling Hillary Clinton a ghoul to Hillary Clinton.
And was it 3 weeks later? I got put into Twitter
Right.
jail for, well, mine was a little worse. But
yeah,
I called Rosie O'Donnell you're going to bleep this, fat cunt.
I'm not going to believe it. All right, Brian, I'll believe. But what I noticed is after that occurred, and this may, so I used to have like 50, 60 impressions every time I tweeted. And ever since that ban, I'll purposely put some out there that should incite a reaction, and I'll get like 8 impressions. So it's showing up. It's not showing up on some people's feeds. And I can only imagine if you're someone famous that shadow banned. I mean,
so Twitter released this, and it says, "We do not shadow ban. We are always able to see. You're always able to see tweets from accounts that you're following." And so in the first line it says, "We do not shadow ban," and then down here on the very next sentence, Twitter not only admits it is shadow banning, but it is going much further in this practice. You're always able to see your tweets, which we talked about. You said
right.
already, and you may have to do more work. This is shadow banning. You are banning. Now, I did notice lately, ever since this came out in the last week, it's 4 days ago,
right,
that impressions on Twitter and stuff like that have gone up because they did change the algorithm. And what makes me laugh is when we are not attacking one political view. Well, when it's only that political views that are being messed with, then yes, you are.
You don't have to look further than where is YouTube? Where is Facebook? Where are these places? It's the San Francisco Bay Area. These are YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. They're all being run by the same people who think it's more important to ban fucking straws than clean up the shit and needles on their fucking streets. It's like, it's like you're going to step over a piece of shit, step over a needle and go, wait a minute, that motherfucker's got a straw! What the fuck is wrong with him? Are they going to, you remember, the dispensers where you hit one at a time, the semi-automatic straw dispensers?
It's probably banned.
Are they like high capacity? Now that's a high capacity straw dispenser. Ban that.
Yes.
These are the people that are running social media, though.
I'm assuming that's banned.
You may, I would hope so. I can't build an iPhone, right? So these people do have high IQs. They're intelligent people, but they're also millennials, mostly. I would think. How many 50-year-olds do you think are running code at Facebook?
Well, not at Facebook. No,
Right.
I wouldn't doubt that they would never hire anybody over 35 or.
I'd be out of touch. I know I'd be out of touch if I was there. Well, I'd fucking walk around the hallways punching everybody for being fucking stupid.
Well, you'd be in prison.
And
then.
shitty work ethic. But, those are the people that are running. So they may actually think, oh, no, I'm actually doing the community a service. Well, meanwhile, what you're doing is you're marginalizing 50% of the country that wants to use the platform. I love YouTube. There's another thing I noticed about YouTube lately, too. If you try and put a search like Hillary Clinton falls down, there used to be tons and tons of videos made by tons and tons of different YouTube users of compilations of whoever. It could be Jerry Ford falling, anybody. Or Gerald.
Gerald
Did I
Ford.
said Jimmy
Yes.
Ford?
He said Jerry Ford.
I'm mixing my 70s presidents. But now it's always the first links that come up are ABC News, NBC News, Fox, and it's like, where were all the independent users? And if you look at how many people have actually watched the videos, they're super low. It's like, 700 people have watched this. But when you scroll down to page 51, you'll find somebody that made a really, really good compilation that's got 1 million views. Why is that on page 51? It's all being skewed away from people like us. This is one of the plans. I haven't talked about it with you, but I think it's Mark Dice and Alex Jones was talking about it. to have backup source. So I think what we're gonna do on that. I mean, this is pretending like that. Where this show's actually gonna become something. I want it to. I'm shooting for the moon.
Yes.
Why not?
If you don't shoot for the moon, then
But we'll probably
get
set up
nowhere.
a backup site so that if for some reason we get banned or whatever, which would be kind of a badge of honor to like, oh, you can't upload. So that
out of the
that
top-
we could put a website up where you could still see the videos.
Out of the top 3 social media things, we've been banned from both of them already.
Right.
And just we haven't got banned from YouTube.
It's only a matter until YouTube nails us. But I mean, with 24 viewers, I think we're pretty low.
No,
24 subscribers.
My understanding is they don't start looking at you unless that you're complained about.
Right.
They don't start looking at it to you until you get to like at least 1,000 subscribers.
Right.
And I don't even know if it's that. I mean, you can't even get ad revenue until you're up to like 4,000 subscribers.
Woohoo! We're on our way.
Yeah, we got 20.
Meanwhile, I'm getting free mugs though, so this is paying off.
There you go. Your dad didn't tell you that was your Christmas present
Yeah, it probably is.
and inheritance all in one.
He's burning up my inheritance like crazy. That dude's been to Israel, just got back from Rome and Greece. It's crazy. One thing, just a side note, guys, it really is going to depend on you guys for this to be successful. Please link it. What a bastard I am. I won't have a Facebook.
Well,
Brian has one.
Yes, I do.
Start linking this to your Facebook and stuff like that. Subscribe if you're watching. Share it with your friends if you like it. Help us out. You never know where this could go.
Subscribe, and then if you click the little bell icon on there, it will actually notify you when we upload. Now, watching other YouTube how-tos for podcasts, I've learned that we need to upload the same time every week. So I'm assuming we're going to be doing Mondays, once a week, we will upload this video
On Monday.
So that's when you
Except
guys...
for the weeks when we fucking spend 2 weeks trying to make one.
Well, that's not going to happen anymore.
Speaking of other crazy shit out of the Bay Area, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has been doing... It's blowing our minds. It's the most overturned court in the entire federal court system. And all of a sudden, they're coming out with great rulings. And I don't know why. The Ninth Circuit...
This one's about the magazine confiscation.
Right. Protects gun rights and stops confiscation. Every now and then, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, arguably the nation's most progressive federal court, can offer a legal surprise. Yesterday, it gave us a legal shock when it divided of its judges affirmed last year's federal district court injunction temporarily blocking enforcement of California's confiscatory... I said that the first time, confiscatory.
That's good. That's why I wanted you to read it.
Ban on so-called large-capacity magazines.
I think 3-year-olds read better than I do. So
let's see. I'm reading out of the what do you call it? What the judges wrote.
Oh, this is out of their. This is part of the opinion.
Violent gun use is a constitutionally protected means of law-abiding... What? Violent gun use is a constitutionally protected means of law-abiding citizens to protect themselves from criminals. The phrase gun violence may not be invoked as a... Fuck, it's got to be hard. Talismanic incantation to justify any exercise of state power. This is the Ninth Circuit coming against the state of California.
Right.
This is great.
Which is not this doesn't happen normally. So if anybody in California understands what we're talking about, what happened was in 2016, Governor Moonbeam decided to pass or sign a law that said that any magazines that have a capacity over 10 rounds need to be either removed from the state, given to the police, or destroyed. Now, before, we've had a ban on above 10 round magazines for years. Yeah. But we are grandfathered in if you own them before 1996 or 2006?
I don't know.
I can't remember. But so you're grandfathered in from those. But they've changed now, so they decided, well, they just want to get rid of them altogether. And like all liberals say, we're not wanting to get rid of your guns. Yeah, this is how they do it. Slowly eat away at your guns. So this Ninth Circuit Court, which surprisingly upheld the lower court, which I think the lower court was out of Fresno, which is actually a pretty good conservative court. So we can still have our high cap magazines in California. Luckily, they froze it before the date of having to get rid of these magazines, so nobody actually had to get rid of them yet.
Right.
So that's good. Unlike our assault weapon, supposed assault weapon ban, which now have been registered, or you taken them apart, or you've sent them out of state, to get rid of them.
Right. The Ninth Circuit, another ruling that they had, I think it was this week or last week, is that Californians do have the right.
That's actually, sorry, I don't mean to.
No, good.
But it's actually Hawaii. So this. This came out of a court case in Hawaii.
That's right.
And where the guy in Hawaii applied for a
open
carry, and he was denied. He was also denied a concealed carry.
So a 3-judge panel from the Ninth Circuit ruled that American citizens do have the right to openly carry being permitted. These are all going to end up being huge cases in the Supreme Court. It's awesome. It's weird. In 1 week, a private enterprise, Facebook and Twitter, have squashed human freedom, liberty, and they are paying the price. And then the courts, the Ninth Circuit, it blows my mind.
No, it did. I was
that
very
they're
surprised.
Coming on, and I think it might be they want to finally get this in front of the Supreme Court, and I hope it does, considering
there is a chance that. So what's going to end up happening with both of these is it's going to be reviewed over to the full Ninth Circuit, because these are both 3-judge panels. So it's going to go to the full Ninth Circuit, and if the full Ninth Circuit upholds it, it may not go anywhere.
Yeah.
It may not even need to go to the Supreme Court, because all it would have to do is go to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court goes, you know what, we're not going to hear that.
Right.
The lower court what the lower court's decision stands. So, but what normally happens in these is you'll get the full panel of the Ninth Circuit goes,
right.
Yeah,
we don't like it.
We don't like it. Then you'll end up in the Supreme Court with it.
And don't think for a second that the state of California, like, it doesn't have bigger problems. Like, it's fucking burning to the ground right now.
Yeah. The one thing I did see that was nice about the magazine ban was that if this is upheld, because it says in there that it's a magazine that was used for a standard in-use firearm.
Right.
So what this is going to do, and it could null and void assault weapon bans all over the United States.
Right.
Because
this is huge.
Because an AR-15 is a commonly used weapon. And so this could be huge for your Second Amendment rights in a lot of these states, like California and Hawaii, that are not allowing you to have these things, or they're bastardizing them so bad that they're almost useless to be able to be used.
Well, that's a weird thing. Like any other state, if you buy a Glock, it does not come with a 10-round magazine. Their standard capacity magazine depends. It's like between 15 and 18 or whatever, depending on the gun. But no Glock, other than the subcompacts, come with a standard capacity of 10 rounds. No AR-15 comes with a standard capacity of 10 rounds. 30-round magazine is the standard capacity for an AR-15. There's another couple rulings I won't really get into because we don't have them, but some court, they lifted the ban on, what's that, the 3D printed homemade guns.
Oh, yes.
Because they're saying that these are just standard weapons that they're not.
It's also what it is. It's considered they consider these things under the same, like what California calls a ghost gun,
right? Where
you're making your own firearm. It is an actual artist rendering or artist first that allows. This is considered a First Amendment. This has nothing. This court, when this came down in Texas, this came out as a First Amendment right, not a Second Amendment right. This is a First Amendment right to be able to 3D print a firearm.
Right. Big things happening here, which is more winning. I couldn't explain to you why the Ninth Circuit is allowing us to win, but it's awesome. We're going to take a little pause. When we come back, we're going to show good dudes doing good stuff.
We're just looking for a guy that had a gray shirt, but he had something else on the front. So, thanks. No, you're good. Thank you. 246. I'll be out with them. We're going to be right by the pumps on the west side. How you doing, man? Hey, somebody called and said they were worried about you. Said you were asking for water or something.
What?
Are you doing okay?
Same. What?
Sorry? Hey, don't touch. Dude. Come here. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Step it up. Thanks, guys.
Good video. I love that video. Here's the thing. Lately, there's just an entitled nature of people to... What were you trying to tell me? Hold on.
I was like probably about 10 seconds ahead of you on the video, I guess. Because...
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I thought we started exactly at the same time.
Yeah, no, I stopped it after he tackled him, and then...
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to upload the video anyway.
That's true.
That
That was funny.
is not the most professional thing yet. We're getting
getting
honing
better.
it down to a fine edge.
Yes, it'll be better.
So, if you notice lately, I don't understand what it is that kids and the public in general feels like it's okay to rush up on a cop, decide that they're not going to be arrested today, and you could actually feel, and it's getting bad, where kids are getting right up on cops when they're making an arrest on one of their buddies, stuff like that. And I think people are finally had enough. They've had enough, and this was in, I think, Mesa, Arizona?
Yeah, I think it was Arizona.
Mesa, Arizona, or Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's one of the two. It's not where I
Well,
live.
if you look at the mountains, I'm pretty sure it's not Oklahoma.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Yeah. But this was a citizen saw the officer. That guy, I think that officer took a couple punches to the face, and a bystander decided to get involved and dump that dude, and we applaud.
Yes.
Good job, regular good dude. Speaking of entitled pieces of shit, we have another little video clip. This one's a little bit longer. Hopefully we can parse it down. So just to set it up, this woman was driving by, it looks like a gardener, and he said hello. That's it.
That's all he said.
Said hello. This is the reaction he got. And 3, 2, 1, start it.
Oh, well, let's try that again.
Oh, now I'm watching. Now I gotta
All right,
back it
just
up.
back
You
yours up.
douche.
I don't know what happened. I hit the wrong button.
It won't.
All right, you ready?
Go ahead.
Got you on tape, bitch.
Stop it. Here's a dude working. She must have turned around, and the guy had already forgot that he said hello. And she decided to break out her camera, press record, drive by. Got you on tape, bitch. Like he had done. He said hello. Fucking hello.
That's all he said.
Continue.
It's gonna be on YouTube.
There it is to YouTube.
Don't fucking say hello to me, bitch. Don't fucking say hello. I don't play that sexual harassment shit. Let me get your address.
Sexual harassment.
Sexual
Bitch,
harassment.
don't fucking say hi to strange women you don't know, bitch.
You don't?
3842. Bitch, you
like
should
how
have been
she goes,
sexually harassing me. I can call the cops on you for that.
I like how she goes, I'm going to get your
Fat
address.
funky motherfucker. Who the fuck you think you talking to?
Honky
Don't fucking
motherfucker.
say hello to me.
Who's the racist here?
No, bitch. I should be here. Why the fuck you gonna say I shouldn't be here?
Why shouldn't I be here saying hello to people?
Don't fucking say hello to me.
I'm gonna call a cop.
Go, bitch. Do what the fuck you want to do.
Dude, this
Can I have
attitude.
your life number?
Fucking
We're. Stop it for a
You gonna
second.
call the cops on me
Hopefully
for?
it don't crash. We're only months away from women getting fucking smashed in the face for their fucking attitude. I can't, dude. Who are you? She probably weighs $120.
Or she weighs...
It's
420.
This is one or the other. Who are you to talk to another person? I would never talk to someone like that unless I wanted a fist fight. Where do you get the sense of entitlement? You can't just talk to pretty girls. Well, first of all, this guy's got no wit, because that'd be the first thing I'm just, who's pretty?
Yeah, can you imagine if she would have said that to one of us? Because it would have,
Dude, it would have been a sack of
we
shit.
would have been on there, and we would have probably been fired from our jobs for the shit that we would have said.
I can't stand this entitlement. You're not special. You're not pretty. You're nothing. You're just another person like I am. Like Brian, like anybody. You're not special. This whole fucking age group of people think that they're entitled to great things in the world. There's only one kid I know right now. One. That's under 20-something years old that is going to become anything great. And you know what he's not doing? He's not driving around fucking YouTubing himself. He's not pretending that he's a Kardashian. He got his driver's license, bought a trailer, and works his ass off. That kid's going to get everything he has coming from him because his work. Just because you breathe, just because your parents were stupid enough to bump their fucking uglies, doesn't make you special. You're not going to amount to anything fucking special unless you go to work. You've got nothing coming to you. Up, hit it. No feedback protection. See it? Look at that.
So
No.
hit that. No feedback
Yep.
protection. All right.
I'm back. You're nothing special. Dude, these people fucking drive me insane. Continue with the video so I can be more pissed off. I like how she reacts once the police are actually coming, though. So right now she thinks she's in the right.
Bitch, you don't be sexually harassing motherfuckers, bitch, and now that I'm standing against your white ass, you got a fucking problem with it.
Yeah.
Don't say shit to me, bitch.
Don't say shit to
Fucking
me,
weirdo.
bitch.
I can't wait.
You're the one.
Yeah,
She's
you
the
are
weirdo.
fucking
All I
weirdo.
did was say
I'm
hello.
calling you on your sexual
Would you
harassment,
call the
bitch.
cops, please?
Watch.
Tell them to come down here and get this crazy broad off
No,
my ass.
bitch. You are fucking
Crazy
crazy.
broad.
You
All I
dealing with
did
a
was
crazy.
say hello.
Yeah, you called me crazy, bitch. You called me a nigga too while you at it.
He didn't do that.
I'm
No,
not
he did
prejudiced.
not.
I don't give a fuck. You don't say hello to me. You thought, oh, she a cute little black chick. I'm gonna say hi. Don't
You
fucking
ain't
say shit
cute.
to me,
I
bitch.
guarantee you're not cute.
Fuck no. Well, he say hello to you, bitch.
Watch.
So here's my thing. She can be the hottest woman in the world right now.
But now-
as far as I'm concerned, you are the ugliest person in the world. I cannot stand people like this.
Right.
I don't care if you were. This dates us, Bo Derek.
Oh, dude, that's really
Right,
dating us.
dates us, but if
Olivia
you're-
Wilde?
Yeah, if you're that
I can
hot-
come up with hot people that are within this fucking.
Marilyn Monroe.
20
wait a minute,
20th
dates us
century.
even worse.
Yes.
But anyways,
She was
you can be
dead.
that beautiful and still you act like this.
Yeah.
You are the ugliest person in the world.
You can take
to
a
me.
10 to unfuckable with one word.
Right.
And that's what it. Now, all right, continue.
Can talk to you. Fuck you gonna call them all for? Stupid hoe.
Stupid
He's
hoe.
calling cops. Fucking whips. Calling cops. Calling cops.
Yeah. That's what the police are for.
That is the most useless person.
Yeah, she'll
I've ever
amount to
seen.
nothing.
I mean, nothing.
How much do you think she's leasing her fucking? You know what I mean?
Her-
She's got a lease. That car's
Dodge
leased.
Neon, her Dodge
Yeah,
Neon.
she's leased her Dodge Neon for too much. I can't. What's going on with my tablet now, Brian? You're the engineer. I'm stuck on Crazy Black Feminist.
Well, the tablet has crashed, and so has the
right,
laptop.
hold on a
but we're
sec.
good.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, that's all I got. That's
So we're going to be moving on to.
There it is.
You found it?
All right. As it turns out, I stumbled across this article. Who knew that donkeys are delicious?
Canadians.
yeah.
Canadians eat horse, don't they?
They do eat horse, but not donkey.
That's the same thing.
Let me see. Donkey herds are dwindling as hungry Venezuelans slaughter them for food. Huh, that's weird. A few years ago, there were so many donkeys and burros in the Venezuelan state of Falcon that there was a problem. Herds everywhere, causing highway crashes and blocking airport runways. But over the past 3 years, the herds have shrunk dramatically as thousands of burros have been slaughtered for their meat by Venezuelans suffering through near famine. That's weird, Brian. What has been going on in Venezuela that would possibly drive people to eat donkey?
Socialism.
Socialism. Democratic socialism? Hugo Chavez
Wait a
was
minute.
voted in.
So we got to. There is no such thing as democratic socialism. That's a made up word that is that millennials have made up in the U.S. That democratic socialism is an oxymoron in itself.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You don't have a choice in socialism what happens.
No.
And being a democratic socialism, that says that you would have a choice and you don't.
Right. But this was the thing. Hugo Chavez, I don't know, a decade ago, got voted in as president of Venezuela and essentially followed the communist model. Venezuela is a rich country. It's got huge amounts of oil reserves, great agriculture and all that stuff. Yet the people are still starving because inflation has gone so high they can't afford food. That's what happens when you let the fucking DMV run your life. I don't understand this. If you live in any state, if you're a millennial and you're socialism sounds good. First of all, if any political genre promises you that you're going to end up in a nirvana, a perfect state of human being, it's full of shit. Humans are flawed, and so humans running the government, the more humans you have involved, the more flawed your system is going to become. That's why we believe in limited government, the opposite of socialism.
That's why our founding fathers made us a republic in the first place.
A republic. That's another goddamn thing that if I hear one more person fucking say democracy, I'm going to scream.
No, this is a republic.
Yeah. A democracy is two wolves and a lamb voting on what's for fucking dinner. That's it. It's mob rule. No. I'd rather live in anarchy. Well, not really. That would suck too, but it's hurting our democracy. We don't have a democracy. You wouldn't want a democracy.
You know what was happening in Venezuela before? Now, so the donkeys are missing now because they've been eaten.
Flamingos.
The flamingos have been
dogs.
Eaten. The dogs, they probably have none anymore.
Yeah.
Rats have been eaten, and I remember when this first started that they were handing out pamphlets on teaching them how to catch rabbits to be able to eat, because they weren't. It's not that the government was bringing food in; they were printing out pamphlets and teaching them how to catch and cook rabbits.
You know, it's a funny side note. Do you know that you can't survive eating just rabbit?
Yes,
yeah, you get rabbit starvation. I guess you have to
starvation.
Eat their brain.
Yeah, if you eat their brains, bones, everything, you have to boil it all up. So, because the rabbits have no fat. So.
But the good thing is, we live in the land of plenty. We don't have to eat that shit unless we want to.
No, we have cows.
Speaking of, we have a little video of a.
This video is survivors. This is from Fox News, and these are survivors of socialist regimes. Can't talk today. React to the democratic agenda in the country right now.
Let's watch this and not talk.
Okay, we'll see you at the end of this.
Press play.
Democratic socialism is on the rise among the progressive left.
Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
But do these folks who live in America, do they truly understand what it's like living in a socialist country? Nikita, I'll start with you because I'm reading that you spent a large portion of your life living under democratic socialist state and saw many of your family members die because of this. Can you go into more detail about that?
Well, absolutely. In Russia, we have a single-payer healthcare system, which is a socialist program that survived the collapse of the Soviet Union, and many of my family members, particularly my grandmothers who are older, cannot get basic healthcare treatment. And unfortunately, this is a problem also for my friends who live in Russia, still there, who are not as lucky as I am to have moved to the United States. So it's a very big issue, and hearing politicians here in the United States advocate for systems such as a single-payer healthcare system is very frightening to me indeed.
I want to discuss this real quick.
Yeah.
Single-payer medical. And this is a big push in the United States right now. Everybody, at least on the left.
That's all the Democrats are running.
Yeah, that's all they can ever talk about is the single-payer system. This single-payer system gives you things like, what was it, Charlie, the little kid, Charlie over there?
Charlie.
In Great Britain. Baby Charlie. Where Great Britain decided that, well, you don't get to try everything to survive. So the parents wanted to take their kid to Italy for an experimental procedure, and they denied them.
Yeah.
Now, there was another family.
The government tells you can't do what you want with your own child. And these aren't those like wackos not giving their kid. They're begging to have their kid treated. The state says, no, it's just too expensive. for us to treat them.
There's another family. I think it's a Shiva King. This child had cancer, and now it was a brain cancer, and the Brits gave him the doctors in Great Britain said, "Oh, we give him a 60 to 80% chance of survival with most likely major brain damage."
Yeah.
So the parents had to kidnap their own child from the hospital, sneak him into Italy for this experimental proton surgery or whatever. It's some type of, they use protons to kill the cancer. Well, the kid is now cancer free after 3 years later, and he's not mentally retarded.
Shocker. But socialism would have had him die.
Right. It's crazy.
Well, what I mean by that is this, that you cannot have a democratic socialism. Socialism is coercion. Socialism is force. You cannot establish a system that people don't want without using power. What happened in 1940s when communists came to Albania, the first thing that they did, they disarmed the population, and the moment they disarmed the population, got rid of the freedom of speech, and then they started coercing people, forcing them to comply with the requirements of a communist regime or socialist regime. And anyone who disagreed with them was subjected to arrests, to tortures, to internment camps. My family paid a price because of that, because we disagreed with the socialist regime. My entire family was taken to a concentration camp where my father was tortured to death. I don't get it how the younger generation in the United States would embrace a system that has failed all over the world, and every time that we tried it in Eastern Europe, including Russia, and the gentleman who is speaking here today will give you the exact same examples that I'm giving you, that unless ordinary folks like you and I get involved and push back, socialism is coming to the United States and is not going to look good for our children and grandchildren.
All right, here's one that's going to piss you off. I'm just going to skip ahead on some of them. Read this article yesterday, blew my mind. Normalization of pedophilia goes mainstream. Child molesters rebranded as minor attracted persons. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Let's read this article. In a disturbing attempt to normalize pedophilia as mainstream sexual orientation, pedophiles are rebranding themselves as minor attracted persons with the hope that they will be accepted as part of the LBGT community. A website has been established called the Prevention Project, which supports tagline "Everyone deserves support," and attempts to push two disgusting ideas: that there are different classes of pedophiles for different ages of children, that they should be accepted by society, and the non-offending pedophiles should be praised for the fact that they have not molested a child. Are you fucking kidding? Should I be praised because I'm a non-offending murderer? Or am I just... What the fuck is wrong? If the LGBT community accepts one of these dudes, that's the end of the whole LGBT movement.
Yes.
Put it this way. I really have no problem with gay marriage or anything like that. It is what it is. Being a libertarian or conservative, I have to accept that there's other lifestyles that people live, and as long as it doesn't hurt me, that it's fine. But I do remember back in the 90s when gay marriage first came up, there was a lot of people saying, well, this is going to be a slippery slope. What's next? Well, this article proves that this is the what's next. Now, what happened? Like, I'm used to seeing people with the rainbow flag shirts and stuff like that, whatever. It's a little bit in my face. It makes me uncomfortable, but who cares? I don't have the right not to be offended. What happens, though, when I'm standing in the line next to a guy that says, I'm a happy pedophile? I think you finally pushed my limit of acceptance.
No.
And am I really a bad guy for what I may do to somebody with a happy pedophile shirt? And the fact that they categorize themselves in an infantophile is what one of them calls themselves. I'm trying to find the list. Yeah, well, this is unacceptable. Absolutely, especially if you're a dad or anything like that. And I ask the LBGT community to tell these people to kick rocks. And Because
my understanding is there are LGBT groups out there that are like, no, this is not going to be acceptable.
Fucking it's not.
But as you see what's been going on in Hollywood, and these comedians with all the pedophile jokes that they're getting attacked for right now, but at some point they're going to be, well, we can't keep attacking them.
No, we fucking can. I'm sorry, but we have to attack them. If you are a fucking pedophile, you shouldn't be able to walk outside your fucking house. You fuck kids. I don't understand how that's a standard anybody could disagree with. You can't fuck kids. This one bugs the fuck out of me. To try to normalize pedophilia. Where the fuck? If we normalize that, stick a fork in the world, I hope God comes down and smashes us. Because stick a fork in the world, it's done.
I had this argument with Jessica when
about pedophilia?
No, not about
pedophiles.
This was about when we were the gay marriage thing, when it was going through, and I said, I don't care what gay people do.
No.
And I said, look, I mean, what you're doing is you're trying to tell us that now, because the thing that's been between a man and woman for millennia, I guess is what we could say, that you're now telling us that we have to accept gays in marriage. I said, and my argument to her was, look, you can give them, you can call it something else. You don't need to force this marriage thing on everybody like this. But I go, do you see what happens next when somebody decides, well, I just want to marry my car?
Right.
And she laughed. I go, what happens when somebody decides? And she's like, and now you're starting to see that stuff too. I've seen.
Yeah, this goes to the whole
think that they're a building.
The whole identity thing too.
Yeah,
and it's like, look, language exists for a reason, and you can absolutely identify as a fucking attack helicopter if you want to. That's fine. That's your personal choice, but it doesn't mean that I have to identify you that. I don't have to do that. And as soon as that's legislated, now you're legislating again what this whole show wraps up to be is freedom of speech. I have the freedom to tell you, no, it's fucking not okay to
touch children.
Touch kids. This is insane. We got to wrap this show up, dude. We're at 45 minutes.
Yeah, we're at 45 minutes here. We're going to leave you out with
which one you want to?
With a great little video.
Yeah.
Here,
this is it. Hey,
cop tackles a kid.
Remember to subscribe. Hit the ding bell. Right, the bell at the bottom of the thing. Share this video with everybody you know, and don't bust my balls too much. I've been out of frame this whole time. My whole right shoulder's missing, so I'll finish the show right. There you go. This is Shits and Giggles. I'm Matt.
I'm Brian.
And enjoy the video.
Do you see what I see? There's an offense. Stands for your confidence. Do you hear what I hear? Doors are slamming shut. Limit your imagination. Keep you where they must.